Good Vibes Goddess Tarot. So today we're doing a pick a card reading. Right, we have three pals here. We have the pal one, Father Time, Mordwin, and Magic and Manifestation for pal three. Right. So pal one, pal two, and pal three. Okay, so today's topic is why are you toxic or what makes you toxic? Okay. And if you all like that triggers you and you feel like I'm not toxic, so why will other people try to say that you are toxic? Let's find out. Okay. So question one is a card that represents your energy. Question two is what toxic qualities have you haven't you started working towards fixing yet? And question three is how will working on this heal you and your relationships? How can you encourage yourself to work through these things? And question five is how can you show yourself empathy through this healing process? And question six is how can you learn to communicate these issues to others while working through them? So we got the three piles here. You can pick piles. Oh, if you want numbers, there's 4, 28, 7. 28 reduced to 10. So 4, 10, 7. There you go. Or you could do Father Time, Mordwin, Magic and Manifestation. I'll see you over in your piles. Hi there, pal 1 or pal Father Time. So I'm gonna start off with his quote. Oh, let me reiterate the questions first. A cards represent your energy. What toxic qualities have you not worked towards fixing yet? And how will working on this heal you and your relationships? I was reading the text message while trying to do both at the same time. Question 4. How can you encourage yourself to work through these things, and how can you show yourself empathy through this healing process, and how can you learn to communicate these issues with others while working through them? And we have Father Time. And then he says, first thing he said is, now this moment in time is a gift, which is why it is said to be the present. Allow the time to stop and break your habits of clock chasing, because in reality there is only now. Let yourself sink a little deeper into the abyss of quiet stillness and let go. The man-made concept of linear time is illusionary. It only serves to fuel the doubt in your life. I am here to guide you to a more tranquil way of being, to be fully present in the moment. He also says the stresses of your existence are only due to your pre preoccupation with time. I don't know what to say about that. Continue though. Find your place of center, breathe and let go. While those anxieties are from a lack of time or feeling of not being preoccupied with time. There we go. I was just like, what? Got it. My bad. Back to the part that I was actually on. Whether these anxieties are from a lack of time or a feeling of not being good enough, nothing is gained by being fruitful. Stop setting yourself unrealistic time scales and such high expectations. You can achieve whatever you can achieve without making it so difficult for yourself. You, as a human being, it's a dragon referring to you, okay, um, fails to see that more of your stress is unconscious as it is natural to as it is natural to you as breathing. Realize Recognize this and release it. The short version to his statement or his quote is, let yourself sink into the deeper in little deeper into the abyss of quiet stillness. Okay, now we have what dominant emotions are running my life with the soul truth. It says, how do you feel your day? Stress or joy? Trust or anger? Anxiety or peace? We have only today, right now, the journey, no goal, no destination will bring us the feeling we seek. But when we begin feeling every day with that which we value most, we will attract more of it. This is fulfillment. Today's soul's action. Lean into what you want to feel and adjust your life, your values, and your expectations to match your desires. What do you want to feel? Are you willing to let go of the belief that you have to achieve something to feel it? Then we have, how can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? But that's stop clock chasing. That's one option. Then we have, if your compassion does not include you, it is incomplete. That is a quote from Buddha. So today's soul action, choose one of these self-care activities to do today. 1. Set stronger boundaries. 2. Meditate and listen to your heart. 3. Speak to yourself with compassion. 4. Focus on your strength. 5. Say no to something that isn't a soul's yes. Say yes to something. 6. Say yes to something you are afraid of. 7. Let go of what you cannot control. 8. Stay far away from drama and negativity. 9. Ask for help and allow it. 10. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. Next we have, how can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? So we have, going our self-love is medicine to this world broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you are able to give the world more grace. Today's soul's action. Look at yourself with grace filter. You are meant to be in this moment of your life. Release the inner critic and in the hole fill in that hole with your soul's truth that you are infinite and you are loved and you are already there. Next, we have communication. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outcoming, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the moment of source and balance exchanged. So the list that I read, like the 1 to 10, and it said like ask for help and allow it. We gotta communicate that, okay? People can't reach your mind, so that could be one thing, okay? There's but so much time in the day. You can do but so much. You don't have that many arms. You need other people. So then you have more arms. You see it? It's not just a one-man army. They need a lot of people. It's not a one-man band. Because that man would be like, I mean, he can do it, but if he had to like be hitting things and blowing something at once, he gonna be winded, okay? So it's just like you need other people. Let somebody help you. Right? You can't play all the instruments by yourself. And it's okay. Then we have realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart center's truth, as well as the external process to become our higher expression to this world. Ooh, and then this is 14, which reduced to 5, which is a change. You have to communicate for things to change. Or, from sometimes things change randomly. But still, there's a communication. You can't just do something without letting the person know, because then you can go to jail for that, because that's illegal. Like, imagine if it's a house, right? I can't just... Like, if I'm the owner, then yeah, I can do it and don't have to tell you anything. But still, like, I'm gonna have to communicate to you, like, hey, I'm coming to paint the door this day so it can have enough time to dry. Like, I have to realize that and take that into consideration. Just don't go paint the door and then you come out within like 5 seconds of me painting the door, or you going inside your house and you touch the door. Now everything is all haywire, right? So it's like we have to communicate that so we can be on the same page. Like, hey, I'm coming this day at this time to paint the door. It will need this and this amount of time to dry. So if you can, please avoid, being here at this time. Okay, so there won't be no inconvenience. And next we have 37, which reduced to 10. And that's things coming to completion. Closing out. Something ending so something else can begin. And then we have change. I was just talking about change. It's like communicating the change. Look at that. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inwards and outwards. So that we can appreciate the sweet release of old and the birth of a new. Now, just talking about that with 10. Right, and this is 12, and 3 is about teamwork. See, you need other people. You can't do it all by yourself. Get other people to help you. Get other arms and legs and feet. Somebody else that's on the same page as you, and things will change for the better. You actually get the help that you need, and you have more time to take care of yourself. Next we have clock. See what I'm talking about with time. But then we also had time here. But see, stop clock chasing. Then we have need time, take time, in a time, cycle, time to heal, process. Progress, not process. So you might need to sleep, okay? Sleep is important. Helps your brain. And then we have soulmates, soul connection. Oh yay, I get to use my new little thingy. Soul connections, partnerships, agreements, soul contracts. Right. Hold on. Because I made one for twin flames, right? Hold on, let me get that one. Right? We see my little lovely notes to try to help y'all, right? Now I got one for soulmates. Well, technically it's all of them, right? Karmics, twin flames, soulmates. Because if I tell you how to look it up, you might not look it up. So I did it for y'all. But, okay. So we have soulmates. We over here. Alright, hold on. Let me get the karmic out of it. Well, because you can have some karmic soulmates, okay? You can see here it says we have several. We have several karmic soulmates. But soulmates, it can be romantic or platonic. A relationship with a soulmate are usually warm, comforting, and easy. Tend to offset each other, counterbalance. So if you are bad at something, that's their strong suit. You complement each other. And we have support emotionally and or physically or materially without challenging your current comfort zone, and they don't push you out of your comfort zone. Hold on, what do I have right here? Because I can't see that. An instant connection feels like you have known them before. Usually an easy relationship, typically the one you marry and teach you about self-love. Now you can also have a soulmate twin flame. Okay? But either way, point to take away is someone who can be platonic or romantic, connected to your soul throughout life, time as a companion, someone you have a unique bond with that helps y'all help each other grow, prosper, heal during the journey in a positive way. So, where we have here, show yourself grace, take care of yourself. Because if you can't, now if you meet this soulmate, you can't really give them, the grace. Because you need to time. You need your, the Snickers commercials? Right? But you're not you're not the same when you're hungry. You're not the same when you're cranky, okay? Or grumpy. You need to sleep. If you ask for help, somebody can help you. People can help you. Find somebody that can help you. Somebody that you can trust that can help you. But realize you don't have to do everything by yourself on a certain time and put like a timestamp on things, because certain times you might think something take like this like 4 years, but it might take longer than that because there's like things that you didn't see coming, right? And you didn't take that into consideration, so now you're thinking that you're behind, or you're delayed when you're not. You just right on time. If that obstacle or that change or that thing never happened, then you probably would have been on the right time period, but it did. So you have to take that into consideration. Like, all right, that pushed you back a little bit, and that's okay. That's fine. But it was well needed. Like, imagine, the rabbit and the hare, right? And the hare, he took a little nap, right? So he won't be burnt out, and like by the time he got to the finish line, just dragging across and can't really like, make it. Oh, I could have just used any athlete, because that's what they do. Like, if you run in a marathon, you don't just like sprint right out the gate. No, you have to pace yourself, right? And so that by the end of the race, like when you close to the finish line, that's when you give it all you got and you sprint, okay? Because some people probably try to sprint earlier on or during, like in the middle of it, and they don't have enough energy or effort to do that last sprint. It doesn't matter how you start, okay? It matters how you finish. Like, let's keep that in mind. Next, we have the Strength card reverse. It's all pride and ego. Lack of confidence, fear, guilt, shame, feeling intimidated, cloud of judgment. Because I kind of see the sun peeking through, so it's like things could change if you take the time out to heal. You can see that this got to go. This got to change. You realize this has to change. Right, and then we have the Five of Swords. Could you just... Did I say inadequate? Well, this is just conflict. Right? If you all in your pride and your ego and refusing to ask for help because you think that you know what's best and nobody else. Ooh. If you ever watch anime, right? Stick with me. Right? And Kuroko's basketball. If you out me, Abe, like the only one that can beat me is me, okay? And then some later on in life, what was this? The red hair dude, I forgot his name, is gonna come along and just blow you out the water, and then you're gonna be hurt, okay? Pay attention. Now, if you don't watch anime, you're prodding your ego and not asking for help because you feel like nobody else can help you and do it better, or you do it best, right? If you was able to do it so easily and better than everybody else, you wouldn't be struggling right now, my guy. So clearly you can't. So ask for help. Change that. All right. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Rather than sit here trying to pretend like everything's all fine and dandy, because you're just going to be reaping chaos. Alright, because now we got 2 5s. So something got to change. And come to an end. And then strength is 8. Going round and round on the loop. Could be... Oh, it's yourself versus ego as well, which is, pride. And if you letting your pride get in the way, that determines how you move and how fast you're moving, And like I said before, it's if you was able to do it with breeze, no problem, and ease, you wouldn't be struggling right now. So clearly you need help. And they would have been telling you to ask for help. You know? So it's just like maybe you need to bring down your ego. Might, chest don't need to be so high. Humble yourself. Take a book from Brother Kendrick. Okay? Sit down. Be humble. And let somebody help you. Because you need help. You can't do it by yourself. And that's fine. It's okay. With the 3, you probably weren't supposed to do it by yourself anyways. And then we have love on the brain. Like I say, if you don't heal properly, that soulmate connection can turn into a karmic soulmate. We have several. So, it all depends on you and your movements and how you act. And if you can't tame that lion, tame your ego, control your ego, those are the seeds that you're gonna like. Those are the seeds that you're gonna plant, and those are the seeds that's gonna grow, and that's the seeds you're gonna reap. You sow what you reap. You put out negativity, you're gonna get back negativity. Like I said in the beginning, like if you, when I was like, we're gonna find out like what makes you toxic, and then I was like, if you feel like you're not toxic, but people are trying to say that you're toxic, then why would people say that you're toxic? The fact that I had to say that part, whoever that was for, that's why you're toxic. You don't want to acknowledge the things that are wrong, that you're doing wrong, and that's a problem. That not hurting you, but that's hurting other people around you. And at some point in time, people just don't want to be around you. They're even going to be by yourself. Right? So we have... But after 2 years... Hold on. After 2 years, I don't know... After 2 years, Phyllis came to Felix's room, and Felix willingly to show the God... No, the Jews of pleasure left Paul bound. Acts 25. 24:27. Hold on. Okay. So, it says, but after 2 years, Feistus came into Felix's room, and Felix willingly to sow the Jews of pleasure left Paul bound. Right? Now, in other words, that is saying when 2 years has passed, Felix was successful or succeeded by Feistus. But because Felix wanted to grant favor to the Jews, he left Paul in prison. Now, Paul used to be Saul. He was out here killing Christians, okay, until God came down one day and was like, my guy, stop. Blinded him a little bit and was talking to him. Okay, that's why he had to stop. Like, because he couldn't continue. You can't go anywhere if you can't see. Okay? So he had nothing to do but listen. Right? And he had to realize that if he continued down this path, it's just going to lead to nothing but destruction. So stop that, change your ways, and no longer do that. And now he changed his name to Saul to Paul, but you don't really have to change your name. Just become a different version of yourself. That you no longer do that. No longer out here killing people just for the fun of it. Okay? You realize the error of your ways, and take accountability for yourself and your actions, because that's why he was kind of sort of in prison. And we have, I hope that one day you can't forgive me. I hope that you can't forgive me one day. Because I know it's going to show it to you. And I should say what's on the thing. Nah, like a little synapses, but you know. And then we have, I'm seeing through the illusions. Right? What I said with the sun. It's coming through them clouds. Even when it's here, you can see like there's a little sparkle right there. Where everything is also all doom and gloom. Like you starting to see through it. Like you're starting to realize you can't keep doing this. Okay? And then we have, I feel you leaving me behind. Yeah, I mean, time could be up. Let's see. All right. Then we have hesitation. Trying to run out the clock or something? Buy time? Then we have time is money. Yeah, you can't be hesitating. It's like imagine before we had Ubers, right? We had taxis. As soon as you get into the taxi, open that door, the meter is going. You have no time to hesitate. Because that meter is going. And that's what you're paying for your trip. Okay. You can see the outlines of it. Then we have grudge. Yeah, we don't have time to hold grudges. Time is precious. That's that ego too, and that's gonna hinder you. And then somebody gonna come along, right, and succeed you, surpass you, because nobody can sit here and wait on you to take action until you're ready. You won't do that. You can't really ask somebody else to do that. Now they might wait for a little bit before they find somebody to like Succession. We had like Queen Elizabeth. She died, right? Right. Now next person on the throne is Charles. But he wasn't coronated and all that yet on the throne. He's given some time for everybody to grieve and mourn the death. You feel me? Like, and while all that is happening, you could be sitting here hesitating on what you want to do. And that's fine and that's okay. But once that grieving and that mourning period is over, Charles is on the throne and Charles is king. You feel me? Like it's just like it is what it is. You can sit here and continue being this little stuck hesitation, what's going on, what I'm going to do, and it's just like that you pretty much not even allowed somebody else to come in and take his spot, but just like you sitting here trying to hesitate, play games, and think that's gonna work. I think somebody's just gonna sit here and wait for you all the time because you're supposed to be like also great and wonderful. Like they will can find somebody else more better than you and wonderful than you. And with the self-love here, feeling like you lack or that you're better than everybody. If you were better than everybody, why are you trying to get love from me? Your love would be greater than mine. You see, it's just contradicting. And then if you feel like you're lacking and you looking for somebody else to love you, why? This is weird. Like, what can you give me if you're lacking? What can you bring to the table if you're lacking? Just lack. Like you know, it's just take some time to heal. Realize that. Realize your strengths and your weaknesses. And sometimes your weaknesses is not really that deep. Like my strengths, science, math, all that other stuff. Weakness, English, essays. Like it's just writing. It's those kind of things. Like that's fine and that's wolf. Phonics. Look, took on yeah, that too. It's just that's fine and that's dandy. Now I know I just gotta find a husband that those are his strengths. Like that's, you know, the soulmate. You find somebody that compliments you. You know, so you can be complimentary to somebody that's toxic if you haven't healed from your toxic traits. And if it is a karmic, they're literally here to teach you one thing, trigger one specific thing to make you like learn. And then once you learn it, the attraction, all that is done. It's gone. So you can keep that in mind too. If there's no longer any attraction, no feelings, no emotions, there's no reason for you to be there. The karmic, with this time here, the karmic contract, you know, is null and void. Time is up. Time is served with this imprisonment. Paul! Time is served. Okay, you're free. Next we have, I wasn't ready for you when we first met, but I am now. See what I said? See what I said? And then we have, there is a big hole in my heart that cannot be filled right. What? Restart that. There is a big hole in my heart that I cannot fill on my own. Wasn't that on this card somewhere? It's like you can feel it if you free yourself and stop thinking that you're better or you're lacking in something. Because who want to be with an arrogant person? Nobody. Exactly. Would you want to be around an arrogant person? No. Why are you trying to become that arrogant person? Then nobody going to be around you, right? And then if you feel like you lacking all the time and all this low self-esteem and Piglet, you know, it's just like, who want to be around Piglet all that? Or Eeyore, who want to be around that all the time? Nobody. Okay? You need a break. Or like a buffer, okay? It's just just because that's too much. And it's like, you got to get out of that. You got to realize that got to change. Communicate your needs. Ask for help. Asking for help does not make you weak. Self-awareness. You realize that you need help. You realize your strength. You realize your weakness. That is self-awareness. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. Then we have, access to you is a privilege. This does not make you arrogant. It simply makes you consciously and make you conscious, purposeful, and intentional. Like I just said, like, who want to be around that? No one really want to be around that. So at some point in time, they're not going to allow you access to you, because who want to be around somebody that just holding grudges, pointing fingers, carpet sweeping, shift blaming, and it's like, it's too much. It's too much. Looking for validation outside of yourself, wanting other people to feel like, no. If you feel like you lacking in some way, shape, or form, you probably like put yourself down a lot and try to look for other people to compliment you and uplift you and stuff like that. And it's just like, now you're just fisting for compliments, and then it's just like, at some point in time, somebody's going to see through those illusions and see that's what you're doing and just not give you compliments. Like, if you not like trying to help somebody, trying to help you, and then you don't want to do anything about it, at some point they're just not going to help you. Now, if you're hesitating because you're scared, then okay, communicate that you're scared. You don't know how to do it. You're scared about it. That's better than just sitting here doing nothing. That's the difference. Then we have unconscious weakness.
That arrogance could be an unconscious weakness. You think that is a strength when it's not.
Then we have shit talking. I'm talking shit.
Either way, shit talking shit. You don't need to put other people down to make yourself feel uplifted. That's not actual strength. True strength that you see other people winning and you want them to continue winning and you learn from what they're doing. You try to see their technique and how they're doing it to make it your own in some way, shape, or form. Or like to incorporate it to your technique and make it your own so you can surpass them in some way, shape, or form. Or just beat them. But you don't have to put somebody down and degrade somebody because you feel inadequate in some way, shape, or form. Then we have appetite for sex. See, karmic. We're just giving it.
Then we have I don't trust him or her when you're not around.
Yeah, this definitely giving karmic. So let me show you the whole paper. Okay. That's the karmic side. Hold on, there's more. I gotta get the top. There you go. Yeah. So we have a very intense attraction, addiction, bad boy or bad girl persona, arguments and harsh words that result into sex. And then we have breakups, addictions, and stress. Hold on, I can't see the one that's in pen. Restricted, jealousy, isolation, name calling, lies, purely physical cheating. Then on the side, before I put the paper back up, and I can't see that anymore, it says, not an easy relationship, yet very hard to let go. Brought together to learn a lesson you failed to master in your previous lifetime. There's a push and pull dynamic. Okay. So it says, an attraction based on shared wounds or toxic traits. Once you heal the pattern or learn the lesson, you no longer have physical or emotional attraction towards each other. Like I said, the karmic contract has ended. Enters your life to trigger one specific pattern. Hold on, one specific pattern or dynamic within your life, or so that you can heal it. Or yourself so that you can heal it. There we go. Then on the side it says an ill-fated soul connection that mirrors your darkest. I could just look in the camera. Hold on. An ill-fated. Okay. An ill-fated soul connection that meant to mirrors your darkest energy and redirect your souls, don't know that word, towards the highest good, not before destroying a part of you. So, like I said, ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. Acknowledging your strengths and your weakness and knowing what you're good at and what you're not good at does not make you weak. Asking for help does not make you weak. Being arrogant makes you weak. Controlling and narcissistic, egotistical, that makes you weak. Okay. Manipulative, that also too. All forms of double energy as well. So, take that with you. Next we have I never knew what I was missing until you showed me.
deteriorating?
Things deteriorate over time. So you like this is karmic. I'm too sorry. It's just I can't get nothing other than karmic. I feel like that just explained everything pretty much. Like it's a karmic soul connection, and it's gonna destroy you, deteriorate you. And if you feel like you're lacking and you're hesitating on it, it's gonna keep destroying you even more and more and more. And right, because you're allowing them to have access to you and giving them that access by not having boundaries. Now, somebody that's arrogant and narcissistic will try to overstep those boundaries all the time and don't respect those boundaries. You don't need to allow those people to have access to you because that's not actual love. If you love me, you respect my boundaries. You want me to be comfortable. My comfort levels and your comfort levels are very important. Like we have with the soulmates, they won't push you out of your comfort level. They don't test your comfort levels. They're not meant. Soulmates don't trigger you. Now, unless it's a twin flame soulmate, then alright. But ego and all that's not no.
Alright, so now we have I wasn't exactly ready yet, so I ran.
Now it's giving twin flame. What's going on? Like it's giving. Well,
this runner chaser kind of thing.
But with this deteriorating, stuck. Stuck in this hesitation mode. Or just stuck holding on to these grudges.
Then we have law of vibration.
Oh, and we have here with the frequencies. So what you're putting out is what you're going to attract. You know, you are what you eat. You put out negativity, you get back negativity. Right?
So we have wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. That's First Colossians 10:12.
Now that's the King James version. I can find you a better version. 5 seconds.
12. Okay. So if you think that you are standing firm, be careful that you don't fall.
See what I said before? If you all high and mighty and you didn't need help and it was all easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, you wouldn't be struggling right now. Sit down. Be humbled. Like,
and then we have obsessive lover.
see, karmic, that's not okay. And obsessing is also devil energy. You see, this is, yeah. But you can't try to control somebody else. Okay, only can control you. Ooh, this help with my other ones. Right? out of balance feminine energy and out of balance masculine energy. Controlling. It's on both sides. Stop that. If you do any of these things, that's why you're toxic. Okay? All of this. It's toxic. It's a false emperor. Okay? Reverse emperor, let's say. Reverse empress. Okay? These are good qualities of a balance empress. These are qualities of... I didn't write all the qualities down. Didn't have enough time. Of a balanced masculine. None of this. Okay? None of this. That's down here. Okay? Not aggressive. Let me see. Not aggressive, confrontive. Always trying to argue something, argumentative, controlling, critical, extremely critical, unstable, unsupportive, emotionally unavailable. With the I wasn't ready, so I ran. Constant inner and outer conflict result into reaction. Isn't this conflict? Yes, yes, yes. Selfishness, need to be right when you're not right, and which is why, if you stand firm, make sure you don't fall. You're falling. Let somebody help you. If you fall, have a good support system so they can catch you. But if you're always right, why would you need that support system to catch you? You see how you have to admit that you don't know everything? Because we don't. You learn new things every day. That's why it's a saying. Then we have stuck in the mind. You also had that here. Then we have afraid of failure. Now for like unbalanced female is controlling, critical, demanding, sacrifice themselves, no boundaries, manipulative, overgiving, people pleaser, lack self-worth, afraid to speak their truth, compromise their integrity and values, easily attached, stuck in victimhood, and waiting to be saved and drowned in their own emotions. So I said there rather than her because we have both feminine and masculine energy inside of us. You can do both. Just some people are more in their feminine than their masculine. But when something happens, they be like with certain females, and when they're in a relationship and they're no longer comfortable, like their masculine energy come up, they become more, like I got this, man of the house, and that might make you feel intimidated, but it's just like, because she pretty much showing you that she doesn't need you. Yeah. Now, that's just, her protecting herself. So she is more comfortable to be back in her feminine energy. Alright, but all that is why you could be toxic. We have time to heal. So, yeah, I would definitely say time to heal. Time to stop. But, hopefully you do, okay? Take some time out for yourself. Ask for help. Sit down, be humble, okay? You're not always right. You don't know everything. So, yeah. Ask for help. And actually listen for the help that's being given to you. And don't go asking somebody else that's similar to you for help and advice, because that's pretty much as you asking yourself. Nothing is going to change. Like, that one friend that you think that doesn't like you? And they probably actually do like you, but they just, tired of seeing you throw your life away or waste your life away doing absolutely nothing. Just joking and playing around and doing all this toxicness, and they know that you can get better and be a better person if you actually put in the effort and the time into it. Ask that person. Oh, like the the episode with the Father Time and the clocks and Rick and Morty, right? Where Rick had to explain to Summer and Morty how like he doesn't really matter who exactly he goes on adventures with. They like equally annoying. Try to find some person like that to try to help you get your life together. Because they're going to tell you the truth. So you can get better. Because you can't keep living your life this way. You can't. And with this hesitation and thinking that that's working, like you just running and thinking that, oh, they just gonna hold a spot for you because you're like the best thing that ever walked into their life. No, somebody's gonna come in. Like I said before with the Charles. His mom died. That's cool, that's fine, that's period. That's right, they gonna give a mourning period and a grieving period. Let it pass for a little bit. Until his coronation and he's king. Once after that, what he says goes. Like, it doesn't matter if Queen Elizabeth was the best queen. And, like, no. What matters, right, is the present. What we had over here. That's the past. Your past. And they focusing on their present. And they gonna be happy. And then, yes, you're gonna have some people that you gonna be like, damn, I did them wrong. I fucked up. I hope they can't forgive me. They might forgive you. But if you also holding on to grudges, there's some people that you need to forgive too. Just like you want them to be able to forgive you and let it go, you also, for one, if you want them to be able to forgive you, they don't have to if they don't want to. And even if they do forgive you, that doesn't mean that they can give you access and allow you access towards, like, back in their life and being around them. So I can't forgive you, but I can't really forget what you did. Like, I forgive you. I excuse it. That's fine. That's dandy. But, yeah, nah, you're not going to have as much access to me as you did before. So you can do it again? No. And that's why some people probably, cut you out of their life. And you have to realize that and left you behind. And you have to realize that and just, forgive yourself. Hope that they forgive you one day. And keep it pushing. Don't have to call them. And then they don't have to do all that. Mm-mm. Now, if you can, go ahead. Fine. Do whatever. If you run into them, fine. Cool. Whatever. But if it's like years later, there's no need to call the person and talk about it. Just let bygones be bygones. Call it down. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing for this reading. I feel like this helped you in some way, shape, or form. Then I'm glad. Okay. Gotta bring this into balance so you don't, like we said before, you don't continue carrying it on. With Buddha, right? He has this thing with, like I said before, you put out bad energy, you get back bad negative energy. But he also has this thing where if you light a candle, right, or light a match, and you just touch each and every match, you lighting everybody up, right? But if one person blows out your fire, now you trying to blow out everybody else's fire because that one person. Don't be that one person blowing out everybody's fire because you lack in some way, shape, or form. Because you don't. You just believe that you do. Oh! There's another card that I was going to read. Wait, do I believe that I'm worthy? Then we have, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are loved. Start seeing the divine blessing within you and let go and claim the life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been brought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. Maya Angelou. Today's soul action for a bigger goal and a dream you have. Ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? Today's soul action. I am worthy of it all. Could be talking just negative self-talk. And that's why you feel inadequate and trying to bring other people down and talking shit about other people. Gotta stop that. But yeah, that's all I see for you, pal. One, if you feel like this reading resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hi there, pal. Two. Welcome to your reading. Well, your pal. So, reiterate the questions. A card to represent your energy or toxic quality that you have not worked towards fixing yet. How will working on this heal you in your relationships? How can you encourage yourself to work through these things? How can you show yourself empathy through this healing? And how can you learn to communicate these issues to others while working through them? So you picked Midwin. Alright, I'm gonna read you his quote. Yes, his. He says, "You are the power, accept it as you hold on. You are the power, accept it as your own. Only you are the master of your destiny." He also says, "You have a job to do, so let's get on with it. You have the tools and the knowledge you need. Your self doubt hinders you. Your time is now. The world needs to see your light. Step into your heart, and I will take the journey with you." He continues with, "Your role is to take your light out into the world with me as I guide you. Together we are the master creator. As you discover your life purpose, acknowledge your fears and self-doubt, but do not be bounded by them, for they cloud the truth. Follow your heart, filling your way with the truth and integrity." The short version to that is, only you are the master of your destiny. And this is the tree of life, the Kabbalah right here. And that's the fool's journey that the fool goes on. In each part he learns something new. And then there's different triangles among it. Like this is like the crown pretty much, right? And this side is the yin, right? The feminine side. And this side is the yang, the masculine side. And like in the middle, it's pretty much like I said, it's like the crown, but at the top, I'm pretty sure it's like the Hierophant, then the Empress, then the Emperor, but I'm pretty sure they moved it at some point in time. But I'm going to continue to say this over here. Okay, but each tarot card, like all the twos add up to right here. All the threes add up to over here. And, and they all have a lesson to teach. So now we have, am I focused on what I want most? One reason one reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life and never deciding to master anything in particular. And that is from Tony Robbins. And today's soul's action says,
What you focus on grows. Today ask yourself, is my life a reflection of my values? Do I need to make adjustments? Prioritize. Next we have, am I afraid to be seen? The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer time. What? The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer time. It was a comma. That's what I didn't see the comma. I was like, what? Um, who? Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no longer hiding. There is no more shame. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. Like the star card, being vulnerable. That's why a star card is naked. Then we have today's slow action. What parts of me do I hide so I can be socially acceptable or fit in? Am I being authentic? Do I allow myself to be me all the time? What do I need to feel so I can be safe to be seen? Journal your answer. And then, like I said, like the tower, well, the star card can't really happen unless the tower happens, and the tower is like a sudden shift. It could be an ego death, a change in lifestyle, living, way of being, a thought. But it brings a foundation down so you can actually like be your true authentic self and find act like something that your life purpose that makes you happy and feel fulfilled and helping not only yourself but like the environment or people around you. Like what I mean by environment, like the people around you. It's not like just beneficial for you. And then we have, do I surround myself with people that lift me up? See, your environment. There we have people with whom we surround ourselves determines who we become. Does your tribe fill you up? Do they inspire you? Do they believe in you? Do they help you step into your greatest potential? Today's soul's action. Make a desired list of the type of person with whom you wish to surround yourself and clarify if there is anyone in your life who no longer serves you. Can you love them from a distance? You can. You can. Because they're just going to slow down your growth and make you feel like slow down your growth. Might fill you out with a little bit of fear and self-doubt, or add on to the doubts that you already have. That's why you need people to fill you up, to like when you have those doubts, they center you or ground you to make you like help calm you down in a way so you can continue moving forward and try it like anyways. Like Miss Frizzle says, take chances, makes mistakes. You learn something new anyways. And we have throat chakra. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. Next, we have delight. The frequency of delight support our capacity to create the experience. Well, to create and experience feelings of attention, joy, and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others.
So you need to surround yourself with the people that uplift you.
Because if they can't feed you nothing but with self doubt, right? You doubt yourself or even more and question yourself, and that's slowing you down and hindering you on doing things that actually make you happy. And I just realized this dragon is blue, and you have the blue, your throat chakra, but it has a little bit of purple, your intuition. It's your intuition, it is your gift and your power. It wouldn't tell you to do something that is out of your grasp, and not that it can't, like I said, it won't give you or tell you to do something that's out of its grasp and out of its reach, because then it's gonna fail. So if it's telling you to do something, it's most likely because you can do it. You can get the knowledge, the resources, information to do it. But it just might be the people that you're surrounding yourself by. Don't tell them. Just start doing it on your own, little by little. And if you need help, then find like one person and then, ask them for help. But don't go asking everybody for like input or help, because some people are going to deter you in a way, and then that might, dim your light, which is not their light, it's your light. You shouldn't let somebody dim your light, or you shouldn't be dimming your light for anybody else, or dimming anybody else's light to make your light shine brighter. Next, we have twin flame, yin and yang. See, when I was talking about the sides, look at that. We have. I actually learned them this time. If you've been here for a while, you know I was kind of confused. I learned them. Yin is the female side, and yang is the male side. I told you I knew because Lilo and Stitch, yin is the water one, and yang is the fire. But together, they made Earth. Yeah, yeah, fire, water together. Yep. We have yin, yang, balance, zen, unity, duality, coupling, complementing each other. Also, if you've been here for a while, I told you every time I see you twin flame, I'm not going to sit here and explain it anymore. I'm going to pull out my handy dandy notes. And also direct you to the video that I did. It's a pick a card. Okay. Should be posted. Pick a pile. Okay. There's stages. There's a twin flame. There's a false flame. There's karmics. There's a twin flame soulmate. There's a lot of them. Okay? A lot of them. But let me get my little handy dandy notes. Right. So, there's a runner and there's a chaser. Now, the runner, his problem is, well, the relationship is codependent for one. And his problem is fear of intimacy and listening to his ego. And then the chaser is fear of abandonment. Okay? Now, here are some signs. If you are in a real twin flame relationship, there are unconditional love and strong support. Y'all assist each other in learning life lessons. Y'all share the same core wound or core values and stuff like that. Same, if it's a trauma or like stuff like that.
have similar traumatic events. And we have same similar value in life, like I just said. Find ways to resolve the issues. And we have common spiritual, can't see that in the camera. Common spiritual or social purpose. And we on the side I have feels reflected by each other's like y'all simultaneously feel or reflect each other's thoughts. Like, you know, people like, oh, that's what I was gonna say. You know, that kind of thing. The whole like twin telepathy kind of thing. Yeah. Um. So there are stages in a twin flame relationship. All right. You seek the love. You feel the love. You sense the person's presence. Then you meet the person. Love happens. Fairy tale romance begin. Then it's like a tower moment for number 5, like the restlessness and turmoil. And then the runner and chaser dynamic begins, so we have over here. Alright, and then we have letting go and releasing. And then we have the twin flame union happen again. But now we also have a false flame and a real twin flame. Right? A false flame is fleeting. It's tricks. It triggers you to turmoil. They put you down, bring you down. Very narrow-minded. And it's not unconditional love. When I was talking about the purple over here with your intuition, radio silence. Just dead silence. You get nothing. Nothing. Right? But anxiety and stress. And unrestlessness and insomnia. And then we have distrust and feeling drained. Now, if it's a real twin flame, you mirror each other. It fuels your growth. Hold on, I can't see that in the camera. You learn to see the bigger picture and infinite love. And then there's yin and yang that we have here. But if it is a false flame, how to move on from that? It sets to realize it. Start to realize that it's a false flame, that it is a trick, and nothing is going to come over this situation but hurt and turmoil. And then we have stop the emotional draining out. Stop giving to it emotionally, physically, mentally, sexually, all of it. Okay, just stop. And then we have see the good, that you don't have to be with this person forever. Look at that. That's good. Cleared karma, whatever this is. You gotta clear that. And be strong. Release and let go and love yourself. Knowing that there's better situations out there than this one. Then I made a new one. Right? We have karmics, twin flame, soulmates. We're gonna focus on this side a little bit. Okay, so we have they mirror each other. Triggers happen for the purpose of deep levels, spiritual healing and evolving. Twin flames. Hold on, I can't see that in the camera. I try to like show it so y'all can see it, but I gotta be able to read it to y'all. The twin flame activates our spiritual growth and ignites our spiritual awakening. As we heal within, the connection deepens and grows. Your twin flame is someone who shares the same soul as you and a catalyst to your spiritual awakening. Right, there's a run-in and the chaser dynamic, and like there's a separation period with this run-in and this runner and chaser dynamic begins, right? But during the separation period, there's endless agony and frustration and longing for the other person. And then they purge their anger, tame that ego. There's regret. That's when, they release and let go and surrender, right? And then there's regret because they think about you 24/7 and having very vivid dreams. So they want to come back and make things work, right? And then twin flame union happens.
So then we also have someone who shares the same soul with a breathtaking connection filled with synchronicities. Everything about you, or everything about yourself that you have been running from is now suddenly right in front of you. That's why it's the runner chaser. So the runner have to understand, like, it's okay to have feelings and talk about those feelings and share those feelings. That's their lesson. Now, the chaser's lesson is to realize and bring up that self-worth and self-esteem that if somebody want to walk out your life, let them walk. They will regret it. They will regret it. And, okay. But over here, unlike a karmic, there is a limit potential for continuation, mutual inner illumination and purging of a karmic cycle and patterns as the situation within each of you, which is why there is equally limitless potential for growth. Okay, so a twin flame and a karmic, they're gonna trigger you, right? But a twin flame would trigger you to make you grow. A karmic triggers one specific thing, right? And it's mirroring your darkest, like the darkest part of you. You ever watch, those who watch like the Shaman King? Lizer. I don't know why I'm about to say Lizer Ditu, but I know what they call him, but Lizer, right? When he was all in like the great spirit, right? That part, the thing that he was fighting will pretty much be karmic, okay? You can be, mirroring or connected to karmic and bad situations, darkest parts of you, if you don't heal that. The more you heal that, the less karmics you will attract. And you might attract people that will trigger you, but it's triggering you for your growth. And then once a karmic, it's a karmic pretty much by the time that, like I said, it's very limited. And by the time you resolve the issue, you learn the lesson, there's no more attraction, emotionally or physically. You don't want to be there. You don't really want to be around that person. Yeah, the karmic cycle is done. Karmic contract done. Null and void. Time is served. Like you can get out. You're free. So, let me show you the whole thing. If you want, you can take a little picture. Okay. Now let's continue. We have love call. Someone expressing love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. You see the longing. It's a part of the cycle. And then we have girl talk. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment. They could have been a karmic twin flame. Oh, a false flame. Oh, and another thing about karmics, it is. Well, you can pretty much tie it to the false flame if you would like, but it's very intense attraction. There's addictions. There's like a bad girl, bad boy persona, and arguments with harsh words that result into physical activities. And we have breakups and obsession And stress, restrictions, jealousy, isolations, name calling, lies, purely physical, and cheating. And there's like a push and pull dynamic for karmics. And do you have anything else I want to say? It says it's not a very easy relationship, but it's very hard to let it go. Brought together to teach you a lesson that you failed to master in a previous lifetime. Right? We have the Kabbalah, which is the tree of life. And I said the Fool goes in each part. The major arcanas is major life lessons. It's a soul lesson. You have your growth. You have like you learn something new every day. That's true. Your soul still grows and expands, and it learns things. Your mind doesn't just stop once you leave school. Your brain is not even fully developed by the time you leave school. It's fully developed at 25. So if you're trying to rent a car, this is why they charge you extra if you're not 25. Because your brain's not developed and they might think it make risky, there we go, decisions and very impulsive. So, you have to pay extra for that. So find somebody that's 25, okay? Have somebody that's 25 year in your friend group. Save money. And what else? A karmic, it says, an ill-fated soul connection that meant to mirror the darkest energy and redirect your soul's train towards its highest good, but not before destroying a part of you. And then both a karmic and twin flame situation, like I said, it triggers us and bring wounds to the surface. But a twin flame is doing it to help you grow and evolve. And like it says, once you do that, the connection deepens. It doesn't just end right then and there. You just be like, why am I around this person? I don't want to be here anymore. That's a karmic situation. You don't need to be there once the contract is null and void. You just being there on your own free will. At that point, you can't really blame nobody for that. It's like I said, time is served and all that stuff. Like, if I say your time is served and you just sitting here chilling outside of the prison wall, that's on you. Like, it's you, okay? If I open your cell and you just sitting there, that's you. You choosing to be there at that point in time, right? Don't blame nobody else for that. It's you. You choosing to be. That's your free will that you're using to sit there. Don't blame nobody else. Let's see what else we have. We have the Two of Cups. There is a connection here. I see eye to eye. It's very similar. And then we have Justice. So, could be finding out something with this someone expressing their feelings, right? And things are balancing out. With this, the throat chakra, communicating your feelings. Let me see what else. Right? The Knight of Cups. With confidence. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, and then we have the Eight of Swords. Right, with this, am I afraid of being seen? Speaking your truth. Right, so you don't be only in your head. Those people that's lifting you, like, because the Eight of Swords is like a mental mind trap. It's either you can be putting yourself in this mental mind trap with that self-doubt, because you can also get yourself out of it if you have the confidence to realize that maybe the things that you're thinking or believing in, some of it might be nonsense. Okay? Some of it might be nonsense. And, free yourself from that. Because when I saw the Justice, I was like, you could be separating from something. But then I also had, I was like, let me see what else. And then I was like, you speaking your truth and freeing yourself from this mental mind trap And if it is connected to a person, or if this happily single, you're you're doing what's best for you, and you speak because the it has a heart right here. You speaking from the heart. You speaking about what you want to do to. The video paused. Well, stopped. So I had to start over. Good thing I heard it. It's like if this, because the two of cups, like I said, is like a connection. You see eye to eye, but it's putting you in this mental mind trap, right? It's just nothing but anxiety and stress, and you have to free yourself from that because it's eating away at your confidence. And once you free yourself from that, with this happily single, living in the moment, and having fun, you feel free. Your life is more delight. Like it could, like I said before, it could be the people that you're surrounding yourself with. That you, like I said, it could be a karmic. You don't need to be there anymore. Let it go. You could be overthinking about it with the self doubt and saying yes to things that you actually want to say no to. It's like that's you don't have to. You could say no in a nice way. You can be like, no. Not, no. Just, no. I'm okay. I don't want to. I'm fine. No, thank you. Nah, they don't accept the no thank you. You get 3 respectful no's before I become aggressive. Like... And I'm gonna, like, by the 4th time, I'm gonna let you know I said no 3 times. So why are we still talking? Like, so, there's a nice way of saying no before you can just be mean. You can have boundaries, and having boundaries doesn't make you mean. It's just you realize that you can't be around everybody. So we have. Sis, it's time to live your best life. See? With this time with friends, moving on, happy, and you're single. You just out here ready to mingle. You just separate. Let this get out your head. Let this go. They will regret it. Here's what happens. And if it's a false flame, like I said before, see the good in it. The good is that this person don't need to be in your life anymore. Look at that. you can block them and never think about them again. Greatness. So now we have treaty. Oh. And this is the Knight of Cups. He's the one that normally bring in like treaties. With this, someone expressing their love and thinking about you and letting you know. Could be a treaty trying to calm things down and cool things out, smooth things out. But if it's putting you in your head, it's probably because it no longer serves you and you know it no longer serves you. So it's just like, why continue trying to resolve something that isn't meant to be resolved? You can just love them from a distance, love them from afar. It's like you separate yourself from this 2 of Cups and you gain the confidence, go on the spiritual journey, spiritual quest, because the Knight of Cups is normally also about spiritual journeys. And you go on this spiritual journey, you learn about yourself, release any, or come to terms with any wounds that you have, right? And you get yourself, free yourself from this 8 of Swords, like I was saying before. Get out of your head, stop thinking that you're inadequate or less than, I just realized they have the crest that they have in the hospitals for like healing, but it's also like Archangel Raphael's symbol. So you start giving yourself self-love and realizing that you're the best thing that ever happened to you, not another person. Well, if you have a kid, then maybe. Okay? I understand. But it's like, you're the best thing that ever happened to you. And if you weren't here, then that kid wouldn't be here either. So it's just like,
You are important. Okay? So treat yourself as such. And we have a hope that you can forgive me one day. But if you was also putting people in mental mind traps, and also if you was the runner, okay, it's okay to have feelings, all right, and sharing those feelings, because with the justice here is a feather and a heart, and the heart's down here. You probably made a head over heart decision, and that's why in this mental mind trap you can't think about feelings. Feeling just it's a feeling. Oh, Pooh, right? And Piglet, Redo was like, Pooh, how do you spell love? And Pooh was like, you don't spell it, you feel it. You know, don't think about it. Feel. Your intuition isn't. It's a feeling. That gut feeling. Feeling. Don't think about it. I mean, you can and try to like draw the dots, make connection. Like when you have that feeling, like start paying attention to your surroundings and be like, okay, this is this and this is this and this is why this is happening. And then you realize, let me separate myself. Move. And then we have a live-in situation. Shit, my bad. Live-in situation shit. Or like it could be like a roommate agreement, something like that. Or it could have been a relationship and now y'all more like roommates. Yeah. Come on. There's no love there, no nothing. It's like, yeah, maybe it's time to let it go so they can go meet their actual person. Then we have uncontrollable desires. It's a karmic. False flame. Karmic twin flame, whichever one you want to work with. Then we have fight or flight. Alright? That is triggering you to be in either. Is it survival mode pretty much? Okay. This is a Caribbean song. It is Bob's Cartel. That's all I can tell you right now. But he said, hear me now. The obia them not work. Allow me now. Me won't drop down. So pretty much he's saying, like, being in a mental mind trap, I'm not saying that anybody's like any bad negative energy that somebody is trying to send to you is not working when you have the confidence and you're on a higher vibration, right? And you won't let it to affect you or bring you down to their level because you know you're not on their level. You're above them. But you have to get out of this, go on this spiritual journey and evolve, right? Awaken and evolve and grow and learn the lessons that you need to learn to realize that. Ooh, because like I said, each one of the, like, the minor arcana is equal to a major arcana. Twos. They add up to the high priestess. Right? Also, the empress, I believe? Nope. It's the... No, that's the threes. But all the twos add up to the high priestess. But she's between the lines somewhere. And the threes add up to the empress. But either way, all the twos add up to the high priestess. And the high priestess, she have secrets. Don't always like show her hands and things like that. Very intuitive. You have to read between the lines. People are not always going to tell you exactly what's going on. That's like I just said with like it's a gut feeling. It's your intuition trying to say, "Hey, pay attention. Something is going on here." And then you might have to sit back, spend some time, be quiet, meditate, and look around at your surroundings, your environment, to realize what's really going on to get out of it. But the knights and the kings and all that stuff are two totally different things. They like it's like cups of like water or something. Like it's air elements, the elements. But with the eights, all the eights add up to the strength card. You gotta have the confidence to free yourself from this eight of swords, this mental mind trap, and to say you do have the power to do it. You have the confidence, you have the knowledge, you have all of the things inside you, but go on the spiritual journey, the spiritual quest, a spiritual awakening to realize that. And free yourself. You don't need somebody to save you. You can save yourself. You don't need a Prince Charming. You are your own Prince Charming. You ain't gonna find another Prince Charming that's like a little sidekick in a way, you know? You know, like Shrek and Donkey. Not saying that you're Shrek, but you find yourself, well, not a donkey, but you find yourself like a companion, that y'all go on these like adventures, and then y'all side by side, seeing eye to eye, mutually. And y'all growing, and the connection is just deeper. Not just fizzle out and die and end up once y'all do one little quest and everything's all done. Like, like I was just talking about Shrek. So, like, when Fiona was handed over, right? And Shrek was trying to end the whole situation with Donkey. But Donkey stayed there, right? Because the situation wasn't done and over. Their friendship wasn't done. Their quest wasn't over. They had more quests that they had to do. Other things. And we had more movies. Not all of them was great, but that's not the point, okay? That's not the point. They still needed to be together because there was other things that they needed to do. Their relationship deepened. If Donkey had just left, would Shrek and Fiona be together right now? No. Okay? And then if Donkey and the dragon never even, got together, or he never did that, how would Shrek have gotten to Fiona in time? You see it? You see? That kind of thing. Donkey served a purpose. And the dragon served a purpose. So just like, who serves you and who doesn't serve you. And who you want to be around and who you don't want to be around. Who drains you, who uplifts you, make you feel light and free and happy and you want to be around them. And if you don't, pay attention. Like, if you get off the phone with that person and be like, that was a lot, and it was just like a 2 second, not 2 seconds, but like a 2-minute conversation, and it just took all the energy that you have. You need a nap. You don't feel like being productive. That's draining and pulling on your energy. Okay, and you might need to stopping your expression and your creativity. You gotta free yourself from that. Next we have, I finally see my worth, yet I still feel unworthy of your love. Well, damn. I was talking about self-worth with the runner. Not the runner. Chaser. Learning the self-worth. Raising up that vibration. And I was just talking about, like, healing, for one, with this hospital thingy here. But, either way, like I said, they will regret it. You raise your vibration, you set boundaries, you see clearly, you free yourself from this mental mind trap, and you use your discernment to try not to repeat certain lessons, right? Because if you don't learn the lessons, they're doomed to repeat, like karmic ones. And judgment. Once you get to the judgment card, it's all about making sure you learned those lessons before you get to the world cards, that's what's like it's end of a cycle, so a new one can begin. Because if you don't learn those lessons, you gonna fuck up that new cycle. Okay, so this cycle can't end until you learn those lessons. So learn the lessons so you can go on to this new cycle. It's like school. You can't pass the class if you don't pass the test. So learn the material so you can pass the test so you can get out the class. And Saturn is all about lessons. And Saturn is about to go into Pisces. I think Mercury is also about to go into Pisces. They doing a lot. Planets are doing a lot of movements right now. Okay, so you gonna like gain the confidence. I think Uranus is now out of retrograde and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of things, a lot of lessons that. So with Saturn, I think now is like also upright. So where it was retrograde, I'm pretty sure that's when we are supposed to like process the karmic lessons and the spiritual lessons and all the lessons that we receive. So like by the time that it's upright, we apply those like the lessons that we have learned to pass the test and move on to this next cycle. And if you don't, those lessons are doomed to repeat. So like I said, you're going to fuck up the next cycle. And you're just going to continue fucking up your future. And then you can't blame nobody else. Like I said, at that point in time, it's your fault. You using your free will. The minor arcana is free will. Major arcana is, spiritual. To fuck it up. Getting in your head. Self-doubt, self-betrayal, saying yes to things that you don't want to actually say yes to because you feel like you lacking something when you don't. Now you can be like, well, some prisoners, they stay in because they don't have nowhere else to go. I get that. Understand that. I can see that. Realize that. But you do know that they try to find that and set everything up before they get out. See? Can't say nothing now. Boom! And then we have tactics. You see? That's just a tactic that you were trying to use. Excuses. Your excuses is a tactic that's slowing you down. And you gotta see that and free yourself from that. And then we have, don't allow somebody to treat you poorly because you love them. See? Because that's not love. And if they actually loved you, they would have want you to feel like appreciated, respected, and loved. Not try to degrade you, put you down, or belittle you in any way, shape, or form. Putting you in this fight or flight mode. Then we have Jimmy Neutron. Could be a brain brain blast. Then we have, I'm tired of running from this connection, but my soul crave you. No, I tried to run from this connection, but my soul craves you. See? But I said with the regret. Oh, also if you are the chaser, right? That's like you raise up your self-worth and stuff like that. You start to realize, like I said, you don't need like a Prince Charming. You are your own Prince Charming, and that like I said before, if somebody want to leave and walk out your life, let them because they will regret it. But you also realize that when people run from you, it's not your fault. You didn't can't do anything to cause this person to run. Okay. Put it this way. What caused the runner to run was the love that you gave. Because they don't know what love is. Or wasn't ready for the type of love that you gave, and that scared them to cause them to run. How can you fix that and change that? You can't. They ran because they felt inadequate with this. I finally feel worthy, but I don't feel worthy of your love. It's not your fault why they ran. So get that out of your head. It was the love that you gave. It was unlike any other love that they ever had before, and that scared the hell out of them. And then they ran. Then we have, rather than simply saying, well, we're just trying to like be friends and stuff like that, get to know you a little bit better, they probably accepted the cup and then, mess up this whole situation. Or it could simply be like a separation period. But with this tactics here, that doesn't seem like it's a true flame. And this uncontrollable desire, I forgot about that too. Yeah, I don't think it's a true flame either way. You have to also be able to learn to decipher between that. With the magician, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a trickster. There's a balanced empress, and then there's an unbalanced empress. You have to be able to decipher. And then we have trust in the infinite possibilities. So like I just said, like, this is a false flame. See the good in it. This person don't have to be in your life forever. Just one and done. Well, not just one and done. They're probably like other ones that you might bump into. But if you heal those wounds, like I said before, you're less likely to bump into a karmic. Because there's no wound for you to heal. In a way. If you think about it that way. So won't you heal them? You see with this delight. Then we have, it is time for me to heal now. Look at that! Go ahead. That could have been that brain blast. Like, yeah. You gotta free yourself from this. Heal from this. Get yourself out that mind trap. It wasn't your fault that caused somebody to run. You can't change how you love. Well, okay, if you codependent. It was codependent relationship. You got, yeah. That clinkiness and needing, you can't do that. Stop that. You don't need somebody else to survive. That's why you gotta learn self-love. You came in this, well, unless you have a twin. You have a twin, but there was a couple of seconds and or minutes where you weren't together. Okay? So it's just like you came in this world alone, you're gonna die in this world alone. But, if it's like a car crash, there might be multiple people. So it's just like, you know what I'm trying to say. You came in here alone, you're gonna be buried alone. Then we have 8. You see what I was talking about? See? Movements, trapped, and high standards. Your high standards are keeping you trapped and slowing down your growth with the movements. Right? Because your hands is tied. But like I said, you can get yourself out of this, like, 8 of Swords. It's like a mental mind trap. And then with this fight or flight. And his head is down. But just look at the card. Pretty sure you can get out of that. Okay? The Swords is in front of you for one. You fall backwards. You can break the chair a little bit. Or it could raise, laying on your hand. Or it could simply try to get your hands out of there and then you're free. Like, Now you get out of there, you probably run outside. Public indecency, yes, okay, but you're no longer in this mental mind trap somebody basement, okay, or this dark situationship. No longer in the situationship, you're free from it. See, love affair, you're no longer in that. Just free yourself. Be in a place where you're you're happy mentally, right? Well, probably not mentally. Once you like start freeing yourself, start healing from this, then you're in a place where you're happy mentally and spiritually, physically, emotionally. You know, it triggers you to heal you in a way. Now, if it's a karmic, like I said, to destroy a part of you, but not well, it's triggered to heal you, but not without leaving like a little bit destruction in this way. You know, you gotta. But twin flame, an actual twin flame is not gonna do that. Okay, there will be no destruction. Just a little shift, but not destruction. And then we have swingers. Oh, jeez, just took a turn. Just took a turn. You know what just popped in my head? Joe and Quinn. That is not love, okay? That makes sense. Don't they complement each other? Right? They go great together, don't they? But that's karmic. That's a great example. Look at that. And then they got tactics and all that. That's not love. Free yourself from that. Get out of that. You don't gotta be overthinking and stressing out and worry about your safety. Worried if God forbid y'all got a kid now, you worried about the kid. What is she gonna hurt the kid? Okay, are you gonna hurt the kid? Who hurt the kid? Somebody gotta watch out for the kid. So just like free yourself from that. All that mental mind stress and planning, that's just like just nip it in the bud. Just nip it in the bud. Okay? If you have to be Joe in a situation or a relationship, that's not meant for you, okay? That's not love nor a relationship. If you gotta be Quinn, that's way too much. Too much. That's not a relationship. That's not love. Stop that. Don't do that. It's very traumatizing. I'm sorry. Like, it's... Don't do that, okay? Stop. Right? With this basement. Just with the basement! Like, stop! I can't. Now, that's all I can see right now. Stop! Like, you might think, like, this is not their first rodeo, this first roundabout, okay? Stop. Get out of it. Stop. Heal. Talk to a therapist. Okay? Journal, like I said. Do something. Okay? But you gotta heal those wounds. Then we have sometimes I don't know what to do. Heal. Okay? Heal. That's what you do. And then we have private. So you're probably like going through this all in private. Trying to suffer in silence. But that's not helping you heal. And or could be saying like it'd be certain things that you need to work on, like this healing, you need to heal in private. And you don't need to let everybody in on your business is what you're doing with. Don't allow someone to treat you poorly because you love them. You stop doing that to others and you stop doing it, letting people do that to you. That balancing out the scales. Because like we said before, with the realizing the people that serves you no longer serves you, right? That lifts you up, and those people that don't, they no longer serves you. Let them go. right? Because you realize how uncomfortable you feel in no situation, and then you self-awareness realize, I don't like how they make me feel when they do this, and the third. I don't want nobody else feeling that same way that I feel when they make me feel this way. So, I shouldn't make people feel this way, so I shouldn't do it either. See? That's nice. Healing a lot of things. Rather than be like, oh, you did this, and this is why I did this, and no. They probably they have some wounds that they have to heal. They need to heal too. You also need to heal. Everybody needs to heal. Because this hurt people shit is annoying. Just heal and you'll be fine. Because why are you trying to hurt me for something that I did not do? Remember that song by Usher? You remind me of a girl that I once knew. Okay, what that girl got to do with me, okay? Like, what? And he had the audacity to follow this girl around. To tell her that. Like, I want to talk to you. You look mad good. But you remind me of this girl that I once knew. And she did me dirty. Okay? So I feel like you're going to do me dirty just because you look like her. And you remind me of her. I don't care. I don't need to know. You clearly haven't gotten over that situation. And grown and matured enough to decipher, to realize that I am not her. She is not me. Just because I'm similar to her or remind you of her does not mean that I'm her. Everybody have their own unique little stamp. She left a bad taste in your mouth. My taste might be completely different. Okay, so it's just like, you gotta use your discernment and to be able to decipher between people. Read between the lines. Don't just take people at face value. Be like, oh, you act like this, and this person. So I'm just not gonna talk to you. Like, you're gonna miss out on somebody that might actually help you grow. Just to stay with somebody that's destroying you. This actually could be a false flame that is destroying you, and that could actually be your twin flame. But you're ignoring that for somebody that's just, putting in this mental mind trap. With this, are you afraid of being seen? You're slowing down your own movements with this whole high standards or expectations and trapping yourself. So you can get yourself out of this mind trap. Ooh. Other card. Almost forgot again. Then we have, do I believe I am worthy? It was at the bottom of the deck for I was like, that's pretty nice. Then we have, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within, and go out and claim the life that you have dreamt up. Your crown has already been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. And that is from Maya Angelou. Today's soul's action for a big goal or dream you have, asked yourself, do I feel worthy of this? And today's mantra is, I am worthy of it all. Okay, and that's all that I'm seeing for this reading pile 2. If you feel like this reading resonated with you or helped you in some way, shape, or form, then please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. There, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So, hold on, let me reiterate the questions. So, question 1 is a card to represent your energy. What toxic quality have you not worked towards fixing yet? How will working on this heal you and your relationships? How can you encourage yourself to work through these things? And how can you show yourself empathy through this healing?
And how can you learn to communicate these lessons, well, these issues to others while working through this? So you picked magic and manifest. So I'm going to read you their quote. Okay. Once I found the quotation. Okay. We're here to dance. We have danced into your consciousness to reassure you that the worst is now behind you. Your journey has been a long and hard one at times, like challenging. Oh, okay. Now, the word is not challenging, but I'm just gonna, that's the simile. Okay, synonym. Challenging one at times. Now look at the future and embrace what is to come. They also said, be sure and clear in your intentions when invoking our presence, for we are the alchemists, and well, we are the alchemists. It is what you asking, what it is what you are asking for, what you are truly desiring. Will it serve and benefit your highest purpose? Call upon us when you want things to swoop into your life. We are here to help you turn your dreams into reality, change your world, and support you as you undertake your journey. Look deep inside and ask what it is you really want. Once you are clear about it, your choices, we will assist you in achieving them. Now, short version to their quote is, we are here to help you turn your dreams into reality, to change your world and support you. Okay. Next we have, am I ready to let go of this buried shame? The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you are you ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from your past experience that is ready to be healed? Today's soul action. Heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It is revelation time? Nope. It's revival season. Place the shame with your own truth. Fill in the blank. My soul truth is. Next we have, am I letting fear stop me? I apologize. Next we have, on the back of it, it says, are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable, but it's up to you to see that and take action. Today's soul action. Today, be brave and do it scared. Choose one fear and move through it. You are in need of a hero for, well, you are, well, You are in need of a hero. So that is who you will become. Right? Be your own Prince Charming. Go ahead. But another thing, because with manifestation and magic, there's pretty much the magician. Right, and he also got the 13 points, the cube back here. Well, not cube, the prism, you know. And it's all about like magic and manifestation. And then the magician, he has to realize he has all the tools and material that he needs, and the confidence within himself to create whatever he wants to bring into reality. But if you have the shame and guilt and doubt and fear, you're going to think that you don't have all the materials when you do, or you just freeze up. You know? Next we have, what passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continuously lead you to your purpose. What passion have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? Just it's how it came back to these two. I'm sorry. Because it just talked about giving up on something here, and then it said the buried shame. That was just funny. I'm saying woo. What passion what passion is ready to come to life in you? Today's soul's action, write a list of passions to which you want to bring give life to right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you're passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul whispering and let your passions draw you towards your dream life. Okay. I pretty much said everything I needed to say about that. With the magician and, confidence and realizing that you have all the material that you need, in order to do the trick. And if you feel like you don't, you can go to school, gather the resources, get the resources, Google, and practice and do it when you're ready. Then we have synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance to not so obvious, never seen before combinations in unions that results in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embark. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. It's synergy. And it says was it doubt? It says something was like the lowest vibration of energy. Yeah. It ruins everything. You can't put that in there. It messes up. And then we have cosmic flower. The frequency of cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our marvelous out into the world. Magnificence out into the world. And then we have the Phoenix, a new cycle, a new phase, rekindling, renewed, transformation, growth, changed mind. So you have to let go of something, let go of this shame, this fear, and this guilt. If you got gout, just lay off the salty food and the greasy food. That would help. Drink a lot of water. I realize you're not the only person that got gout either way. But it's just like, you're not the only one that has guilt. It's something that's embarrassing to you. Everybody has like an embarrassing story. That they're trying, well, not even like, everyone has embarrassing stories. Some of them like have no problem sharing them and laughing about it. And some of them, want to keep them to themselves. Laughing quiet. Okay? But you have the power to create the world that you want to create, make your dreams become a reality, but you just have to release all the shame and the fear and the guilt of wanting a new life and realizing that you're not happy where you are, and trying to make those changes to be happy, because you got to do what's best for you in your life, and such other people have the right to do that as well, so don't try to stop somebody for them doing that. And then we have keys on the ring, many options, decisions, unconventional, string along, one night stand. Right? And then we have the unforeseen or unfamiliar combinations. So now we have unconventional. But this renewal that you might be having, or this new phase that you might be going on, or the ways that you're going about it might be unconventional, but that's pretty much how everyone's life is. Like a tradition is something that's like everyone do, and then everybody like it's. And then no one remembers, or like tend to remember why they started that tradition. It was like, oh well, it's just a tradition. So then you trying to go on your own route, be the black sheep of the family. Some people might see that as unconventional, but it brings in, with this energy, it brings in a new type of energy, right? You are paving a way for you and other generations after you. Like, if you have nephews, your grandkids, your nieces, cousins, you're the black sheep, and then you just, if you pay attention, you're not the only black sheep. There's other black sheeps in there, okay, that pays their own ways. You just paving a different way than all the other black sheeps in the family. Next, we have the Queen of Wands. I have to see the next card before I say something. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, low-key, I still gotta see the next. Okay, see? Okay. Alright. I was like, the Queen of Wands. I just noticed that her eyes was closed, right? So I'm just like, she tells you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear, right? And she's very attractive, very pretty. Don't get me wrong. But it's like very superficial, surface level, fluff. And then we had the Nine of Wands here, and I was like, okay, they could be like persevering, or it could simply like being defensive, and that's why her eyes is closed, right? Because you see like the woods back here, and then this person is in the woods, and their eyes is closed. It's like, then we have the Three of Swords. So, what's the best way to say this? Imagine that, I said the woods.
And he made like a little ruffling sound because he had these two little wands. Let's say that he is going to hurt her, and she's sitting here in this in this woods wide open, hearing the ruffling sounds by herself, and she's just like, "What? Nope, I don't hear that. Nope, this is not happening. There's nobody in the bushes." And it's just like, yes, there is somebody in the bushes. Like, what are you gonna like? You like you can't just trying to pretend like it's not there, that it's not happening, like because it is, you know. And then the Three of Swords is painful truth, heartbreak, betrayal. You know, but it hurts more and more if we don't pay attention to it and acknowledge it and just be defensive to it. You're giving it power. And then you're just taking that and carrying it everywhere you go. Right, with the string along, you're just stringing yourself along, trying to say that everything is fine when things are not fine. Lying to yourself really hurts yourself, and then you can lie to other people, right? They won't get enough, like all the help that you need, as much help as you need. But lying to yourself is you hurting yourself even more, even worse. Because now you don't trust yourself for one, so your intuition, and because we have like two different dragons here. We have a green one and a blue purplish one, right? And the green is all about your heart chakra. You, with this guilt and shame, you don't really love yourself, or like don't love yourself unconditionally, right? With your flaws and all. So you put on a character facade, pretend like everything is fine when things are not fine, and build up a wall, be defensive when somebody is trying to help you. But then allow people to string you along, because the Queen of Wands, like I said, she's very superficial, and she tells you what she wants you to hear, not what you need to hear, and that's pretty much what you're gonna be surrounding yourself with. People like yes men, just people that tells you what you want to hear, and that has to change, because that's not gonna help you grow in any way, shape, or form. Okay, something. Okay. Shuffle that. Oh, that's a little bit. Let me see. Let me go again. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one because it opened up. We have Chatty. So you could overshare out of fear or nervousness. And we have keep the momentum going as you move towards your dream. So you probably started healing. That's all. It could be persevering through this. So I feel like started. If you realize that you can't keep doing this, right? And you're trying to work through that shame and that guilt. To feel more confident in yourself, right? Because the Nine of Wands can also be persevering. Like, you trying to persevere through the hurt and take action on it, but you gotta acknowledge it. You can't just pick and choose, be real selective on what you're healing and stuff like that. You gotta heal all of it. You know, it's like if I never actually broke a foot, so I don't know how to explain it. I had a sprain. That's different. But if it's broken, you know how they put a cast on, so you can have like very little movements, and at a certain period of time, they take off that cast and downgrade you to like a different cast where you can move it a little bit more. It's like that. Like right now, maybe you can only focus on one thing at a time to heal. Right? Right now we just gotta work on the bone, every parts of that bone being back, like getting back in the place that it needs to be and healing correctly in the place that it's supposed to be, and no movement, so it knows where it's supposed to. Like, how to explain this? Like this, right? If this breaks, it's wood, so I can't break it. So if it breaks, right? And the cast, right? Or we staple it, do whatever they do, right? And we just put it so it just stays like this, right? And we keep it like that for a very long period of time, then it heals, right? And then at a certain point in time, we no longer need to have like both of it like holding it on, like pressing it together. So they change it to like a different one. We can like get into like we can get at like the pharmacy is a little like it's not flimsy, but you have more movements than like the little rapidy one that you can't get right? Um, so you can start gaining motion in whatever is broken and stuff like that. And until no longer need the brace or a cast. It went from a cast to a brace. There we go. So then you no longer need it. Right? So just like you have to continue persevering. Because right now, because you don't have the like a brace on, and then you make it worse, and then now you need a cast. So it's just like if you have a cast, deal with that so you don't have to be in this cast forever, and heal that so you can go from a brace to not having to need a brace. Break a leg. Because I was about to say something about like Forrest Gump. Because remember how he needed the little special things for his legs? And at some point in time, he no longer needed it. But then it said break a leg. So then that's Forrest Gump. But it could be saying like it's decision time. It's showtime. Like, it's time to take action. Okay. Next, we have cock blocking. You can be cock blocking your own opportunities, which is why I'm saying, like, hey, it's time to move. Like I said before, like, the woods backgrounds, the tree backgrounds, and this person, like, is in the trees, like, in the woods. You heard that sound. Okay? Don't try to sit here and pretend like I didn't hear that. No. You still gonna get killed either way because you're giving them time and opportunity to get to you. Okay? Like you gotta give space between y'all. Then we have the answer to your question is yes, but not yet. Alright? You gotta continue gaining that momentum to get there. You can get there, but it's all about all the work and the effort you put in. Exactly what you're putting into it. This shame and this guilt and this doubt and this fear is not helping it. It's going to slow it down. Then we have dash. And just running away from it is not helping. And not looking at it. Running away from the problem is not helping. Because the thing that you're running away from is technically your dreams. Think about it that way. You're running away from your dreams. Not running towards it, running away from it. Out of fear. And if you stop that, heal whatever is causing you to run away from it, you start running towards it. Then we have, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have made different choices. You gotta forgive yourself for the mistakes of your past. And realize that your past self did the best that it can with the information that it knew at that time. And now that you know better, do better. And then we have contradicting. Okay, we had contradicting thoughts and contradicting belief, and that's also slowing you down and cock blocking your energy. Like, you can't say that you want the dream, you want to make it become a reality, but you're running away from it. It's contradicting. You're just getting further and further away from it. The dream is not moving. You're the one that's moving. We have error. Right? You probably can't understand that. But it's just like, the dream is not moving. The dream is technically a thought. The thought's not going anywhere. You're the one that's doing the, like, this. This is your dream, right? That you dreamed the dream. You and the dream was together, right? Then you started to think about it. Doubt yourself. Have fear. And then you probably talked to somebody else. And, you know, they felt you had even more shame and fear. And, you know, you started overthinking. Okay? You see how this stayed here, but you're the one moving? You're getting farther and farther away from your actual dream. So if you stop moving and realize this and stop, you realize, hey, maybe, like, I need to heal all this fear and this shame and this guilt, free myself from this to grow and transform and realize that I can do whatever I put my mind to. It's my dreams. Why would I have a dream that I don't believe that I'm capable of doing, right? And you know, you just realize that you're doing it the wrong way. You're running in the wrong direction. Then we have denial. Right? You can be in denial all you want, but that's contradicting yourself. And the first step is acceptance. You're going to deny it and deny. But then at some point you got to accept that, yeah, this is what it is. And don't change that. Then we have pity. Right? Because it's sad. Because your dream, like I said, your dream is not moving. It's a thought. You're running away from your dream, and you're running away from it. You're not running towards it. You're running away from it. By keeping or letting all this stop you and slowing you down and building up a wall and being defensive towards it. And closing your eyes, you're just protecting the hurt. Not the happiness and the good times. You're protecting the hurt and the wound, pretty much. But if you heal that, then you be too busy winning. Right? With this, if I knew then what I knew now, I would make different choices, and you'd be too busy winning, like I said. And stop cock blocking yourself. You start to see that sometimes rejection, even though it hurts, it's a form of protection. It's a change in direction. And then we have happily married. And that's hold on. Before I said something, let me continue. And then we have, I keep telling you that the popo's watching your ass. So somebody's watching you. Like I said, when they're in the bushes, and you know they're in the bushes, you try to pretend like they're not in the bushes. Like, come on now. Come on now. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Like, this like, yo, that's no, like knowing you have a stalker and then just pretend like, oh yeah, like no, not everyone has a stalker. That's not okay. Let's not normalize that, okay? You have someone stalking you, or monitoring you, watching your every move, and that's hurting you. But you're protecting them as if that's okay and that's like good. Like you're just sitting here pretending like everything's all fine and dandy, and it's like no, okay? Like that is not okay. That is not love. That is not friendship. That is not respect. They just stringing you along. They're using you and abusing you and mistreating you. It's very contradicting. If you love me, you wouldn't stalk me. You will trust me. Then if you stalking me, you probably see that you should trust me. But yet you continue stalking. You're weird, bro. It's very contradicting. You're not doing it out of love. You see me as some type of possession or property that you own, and that's not okay, because I am not that. That's why I saw the happily married. I was like, hold on. Like, it was, let me, because, it could be really happily married, but then, the Queen of Wands is here. That's why I'm just like, hold on. Because her happy is not really happy. It's masking. Cock block. Oh, pity. It's very sad. Masking. Like, no one can help you if you don't ask for help. You see him masking, pretending that everything is okay. No, who knows, okay? It's like Two-Face. Who am I talking to? It's just, well, we know who you're talking to, but like, because he got the sides. But it's just like, oh, or Jekyll or Hyde, right? It's just like, who exactly? Who am I talking to? Like, who's? Is it Jekyll? Is it Hyde? Huh? Who exactly?
And then we have guide.
Now you're probably thinking this person is a guy that's trying to help you and lead you, but they, filling you out with a whole bunch of fear and guilt and shame, and very contradicting. Cause it just, if everybody else was the problem, right? And you had no faults, how did these people get into your life? Who gave them access to guide you? You did. You see how you played a part? You see, like, you have to acknowledge that you played a part and make those better choices. So just like, you see why this is necessary? Like, you don't blame other people for everything and carpet sweeping and like, You had a role to play. I'm sorry, but you did. You gotta forgive yourself for that. You thought this person was one way, but they was masking themselves, presenting themselves, being a character as one way until, and then behind closed doors, or when it was just y'all two, they a whole different way. And both of, you have to realize that both of them is that person. And if that is you, you are that. But that dark side, that shadow side, you gotta lock that, not even lock it away. Realize that the reason why you create a facade for the outer world appearance is because you know that how you are inside, behind closed doors, is not okay. And if you know that's not okay, why won't you change that? So, right, you see how that's contradicting? Because if you had no problem being that way, you would be that way all the time. So you know that it's wrong. That's contradicting as well. And then you could just caught blocking yourself from changing and growing. Because you're in denial. And then we see, whoa, I feel like I'm living two separate lives. What I said, Jekyll and Hyde. It's all in one person, but it's still the same person. And at some point, it's gonna get all confusing. Then we have I want to start over. Right with that error. Malfunctioning. I told you it's gonna get confusing. It's gonna get mixed up. Like, let's say, I'm gonna use colors. You naturally just crystal, right? Just clear and fine and no color, no nothing, just regular bland, right? And let's say with one group of people, right, all of a sudden you're no longer crystal, you're red, right? And then you leave that group of people and you're no longer red, right? You can go back to being yourself and, regular. And then with another group of people, you're yellow. So let's say some people, the group of people where you're yellow, right? Some people know somebody from your red group, right? So now, what color you gonna be? You gonna be yellow or you gonna be red? See how that's confusing? It's gonna cause chaos? Where you could have just been yourself the whole damn time? That would have been less draining and tiring. Because now you don't know which color you're gonna be. You're gonna be malfunctioning. But and it's sad because you could just be yourself the whole time and find people that actually accept you for who you are. But then it's just like you have to know who you are first for other people to accept you for who you are. And if you don't know who you are, that's, a pity. Get to know yourself. So other people get to know you. Right? And if they try to project anything onto you, you won't, really accept it or, take it on or think about it because you know who you are. Then we have the law of divine oneness. Everything happens for a reason. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. If the camera will just work with us. There we go. Next we have, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Honestly. Like, for example, just because, Jasmine Sullivan said, I'll bust the windows out your car, right? Doesn't mean that I should bust the windows out your car. Because then, I can kind of sort of go to jail. So just because you can doesn't mean you should. Like somebody's pissing you off or bothering you or provoking you. Just because you can curse them out doesn't mean you should always curse that person out. Sometimes just gotta breathe and laugh in their face. Or just breathe and walk away. Sometimes you can laugh in their face if you want to. Depending on what it is, I'll just laugh in their face because who's you talking to? You're not talking to me. Yo. And then we have twin flame. Hold on. I did a twin flame video. Also have my little handy dandy notes. This is not a real twin flame, just put it that way. For one, they wouldn't stalk you, watch you. And just deny you, contradicting and putting yourself down, they wouldn't do that. And then we have, I don't feel guilty for how I treated you. My ego is too big to care. You see what I said? That's not it. You can watch the video. Not it. I'm also going to show you the paper, because that's not it. That's not it. Could be a karmic twin flame. Either way, that's still a false flame. Like, but a karmic literally have one thing to teach you. And once it's learned, the relationship and the connection is over. The contract is null and void. It's done. Time is served. You can go. Okay? Debt is paid. You are debt free. You feel me? With this, if I knew then what I know now, you make better choices. Exactly. Because if it's a karmic, it will you will learn something, but it will destroy you as well. It will destroy you, then leave, and then cause you to learn all the things all over again to bring yourself back up to where you once were. Right? With this guide. And then we have friends with benefits. Yeah, it's definitely a karmic. Okay, camera. You're not doing this again. So that's friends with benefits. I guess. Then we have, you should know where you stand either now or soon. Well. If it wasn't friends with benefits, you're gonna find out real soon. It was just a casual kind of thing. Okay. Ego is way too big for them to care. In a real twin flame situation, when it's a separation period, they work on healing and taming that ego so they can get back with their twin flame. Yeah. A false flame wouldn't do that. No. Then we have entertainment. You see? It was just for fun. Hee hee ha ha jokes. Also, in the twin flame situation, there's a runner and a chaser. If you're a chaser, your lesson is to understand that if somebody walks out of your life or leave your life trying to ghost you, play you, anything like that, don't chase after them trying to get revenge, anything like that. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay? Just because I can't bust their windows does not mean I should. Okay? I didn't. Okay? Just because I can doesn't mean I should. Just because I have all the materials does not mean should. Okay? So just because you can't get revenge doesn't mean you should get revenge. Just simply focus on yourself. That is the best revenge. And, get back to how you once were and then surpass that. So how they left you, like down in this corner, not all shame and guilty, hurting, crying, boo-hooing, and they thought you was gonna stay like that forever. When they come back, they look at you, visiting you. You're not masking your feelings. You actually, truly, genuinely love yourself. You believe that you that bitch, or that, big dick energy. You believe that. You 100%. You stand 10 toes on your boundaries. Making better decisions, healthier choices, focus on your money, your bag, your paper, healing yourself spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, while they're just staying the same way, being the same way as they once were. You're no longer like that. You're no longer attracted to said people or said type. Then we have secret love affair situation. See, told you. It was If you you will find, if you don't know what you are, you gonna find out real soon. Like and it's a pity. Right, with this spying and lying and gossip. I don't think gossiping. I don't see that yet. But this lying, well, chatty. But either way, this lying and this stalking, that, and this cock blocking, that. Yeah.
Now we have embrace all, exclude
None. Honestly, what I started doing, right? Because you think you know a person, right? And you sit here be like, oh no, this is what they're doing. This is the third, da 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 da. And then somebody that don't know the person would know, like, no. This is what's happening. This is what they're doing, right? And you'd probably like try to cast that person off because, well, you haven't been here. I know how this and this go. Like, all right, that's a fresh new pair of eyes, and they can catch on to what's going on. Where your eyes is pretty much nose blind to what's going on to the whole situation. It's a Febreze commercial. That fresh pair of eyes is saying, hey, what you embracing right now, you might need to exclude. Step away from a little bit. Love them from a distance. Rather than just casting that off because it doesn't go with what you agree with or what you thought is going on. Okay, this is from a Caribbean song. It's Mr. Vegas, right? He said, "Take away yourself, some of them bad mind," right? Some of them just have bad intentions for you. Right, what I said. It's Queen of Wands, not Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is very cold and detached. She gonna tell you the truth. No lies. She'll see through this lies and deception and be like, no. But with the Queen of Wands, like I said before, she gonna tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear, right? So it's a lot of flattery, right? Or they're very light, superficial, surface energy. There's nothing deep about it. Then we have dismissal. You see what I said? Don't just dismiss somebody's just because they haven't been in the group for a very long period of time. That's a fresh pair of eyes. Fresh pair of eyes. If you've been in that house for a long period of time, you have become nose blind. They say that in the Febreze commercial. When you just walk into the house, you notice the smell. You'll be like, oh, okay, something doesn't smell right here. You know, you start investigating, but at some point in time, your nose is gonna adapt to it, become familiarized with it, and just be like, what smell? Like, it's just right, and it's just like, no, the smell is still there. So if somebody like come in and be like, what is that smell? Don't just dismiss and be like, what are you talking about? And if especially you've been in the house all day, this is legit a smell. You just might not smell it because you've been in the house all day. Your nose is adjusted to it. He's used to it, adapted to it. Don't just, you gotta believe, don't just assume that you know everybody and you know everything. Because that means you know nothing. That's the whole point of science. It's doing tests. You gotta test out your theories. If I knew everything, I wouldn't have to test it out. I don't know why that made me laugh. I think it was because of Rick and Morty. Where Rick was like, science is more art. Just a lot of people don't understand that. But it's like, it really is. Like, it's like, And it was also like magic in a way, because he even the part when he turned himself into a pickle, and that episode, and he was like, no, because if I don't like something, I can destroy it, change it, reform it, build it up, and then do all this other stuff. Like, yeah, to create what he actually wants, the world that he wants. You can do that too. Just if you have all this fear and this guilt and this shame and this procrastination, freezing, you're running away from your actual dream and your goal. The goal's not going anywhere. The goal doesn't have feet to run away. You do. Like I said, it's a thought. Like, a thought can't run. And then we have protected. Then we have 222, alignment. Right? You can get in alignment with your dream and your goals, but you have to get rid of all this stuff first. Learn the lessons that you need to learn to grow, to make those dreams become a reality. Then we have, I still have feelings for you. Bro, why do we have the secret love affair? And friends with benefits. And we live in two separate lives. But they still got feelings for you. Somebody still got feelings for somebody. Could we just be cock blocking it? Either way. And stringing you along, right? Trying to tug at the heartstrings, and that could, the Three of Swords. Very emotional and very harsh truth. But it says here before, if you didn't know what you are, you're about to find out real soon. Could just a friendship with benefits. Alright, and then we have arguable? I'll show it to you. Arguably? Something. It's arguable. Arguability? Okay, if the camera don't want to show you, I feel like... Arguably. There we go. I don't know what's arguable here. I can't, it's just, that's, because either way, it's just very contradicting. Then we have appetite for sex. See? Feelings that they still have is not for you. It's for what's between them thighs. I'm sorry. But yeah, still giving karmic. I'll show you I made another one. I'll show it to you. And then we have happiness. Yeah, you cut this out, you be happy. With those, if I knew now what I knew then, yeah. Making better choices, being happy. Too busy focusing on yourself, winning. Working on something that you can change, which is your life. Then we have 999. 999 shit. But it was released. Ooh, Juice WRLD. Right? You release with this, like I said before, you get rid of all this. Well, not this. This? And this, like the shame and the guilt, you let go of that. You acknowledge it, you look at it, okay? And release it. You start to come in alignment with your purpose and your goals and your dreams and your happiness and what you actually want to focus on. And not this person, okay? With this, I looked at the start over and what popped in my, Eminem, life is not a Nintendo game, Woo, good times. Then we have stop second guessing yourself. You see? Stop that. Because you know the answers. Sorry, it's future in my head right now. But it worked. He was like, "You have all the answers." As soon as I said it, like, right? Because it's a pity. Because you're second guessing yourself, and then you excluding something and like trying to deny it when that's actually what's going on here. What could be going on here? Then we have magnificent. Next, we have the moon strengthening your psychic abilities. Right? With the, what I just said. Yeah, with the second guessing yourself. The intuition could be actually telling you the truth and you trying to second guess it and doubt it, which is pretty much your intuition is you. Right? It's you trying to say, hey, look, sweetie. Right? It's your intuition trying to tell your heart chakra, like, hey, sweetie, something isn't right here. We can't keep doing this. But if your heart chakra isn't open, it won't fully understand what your third eye or your crown is saying or trying to communicate to it. And just be all primal, which is your lower three. And that's not the best, because your root chakra, even though it's supposed to be grounding, if you don't feel stable and secure in your environments or even within yourself with the shame and this guilt, which is in your chakra, which is the second one, you won't feel stable and grounded in yourself and knowing your environment, and try to look for like validation and security and protection from other people and around you, and guides, and they will lead you astray. Yeah. Yeah. That's why your intuition trying to give you those gut feelings like, hey, this person doesn't seem like they're telling the truth. Doesn't seem to be right. Like I said, with the Queen of Wands and the trees and the woods and the person, like, you know there's somebody back there, okay? You know there's somebody's watching you, stalking you. You might want to go and get help or seek help, restraining order, something. It's just not allow them to have access to you, so they don't keep playing you and stringing you along. And we have needy. Oh, and the magician, right? Stay with me. Because the magician, when he's upright, it's still an illusion. You ever saw like a magic show? They just like it's a trick on your eyes. They, cause you, or like for a little second they, puff of smoke so you don't see what's actually happening, or they tell you to like look somewhere else. So, it's very quick. Or they like, sometimes they do like this little shit, right? Where they throw it and then they come back. It's like whatever well, you gonna look at whatever they threw. You don't see what the other hand is doing. You see it, it's like that. You gotta pay attention to the whole thing. Big picture. And we have fueling drama. You see it? So just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just gonna be fueling, adding flames. Well, adding oil to the flames. And just like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just leave it alone. Walk away. Right? So with the twin flame here, you can go back and watch that video. It was more detailed, but I'm going to show you the little paper that I had for that video, who were here for a while. But either way, there's a runner and there's a chaser. In a twin flame, they say it's a very codependent relationship. Okay, the chaser problem is fear of abandonment. If, and the lesson that they have to learn, if somebody wants to walk out of your life, let them, have self-worth, self-respect, increase your self-esteem, right? And focus on yourself. Now the runner, his lesson is to overcome his fear of intimacy and stop listening to his ego, to be able enough to share his feelings and realize it's okay to have feelings. Everybody does. You have to communicate that and talk about them. People cannot read your mind. Okay? No matter how psychic that you think they may be. And then we have signs of a twin flame relationship. It's unconditional love and very strong support. We have you assist each other in learning new things, just the same core wounds, similar triggers, trauma kind of thing. Where comics more is like trauma bonding, okay? You have similar, it's similar but not the same. Like y'all can resonate with each other, or y'all probably have the exact same thing happen to y'all. Either way, yeah. Next we have same values in life, as well as same core wounds. And then we have find way to resolve issues. This is not a way of resolving the issues, you see? That's how you know it's not real. Then we have common spiritual or social purpose, and then we have synchronicities, feel or react to each other's thoughts and feelings. You know, like they the twin telepathy thing, right? To be like, oh, that's what I was gonna say, and it's like, oh, right, that kind of thing. And then there's stages in a twin flame. You seek the love, right? You feel their presence and you feel them around, like you're about to meet them, and then you meet the person, and then the love happens, and it's all nice and romance, right? And then there's like the tower moment with restlessness and turmoil, and then there's the runner and chaser. The separation period begins, and then there's letting go and surrendering, and then the twin flame union happens. Y'all work with the surrender and letting go. Y'all work it out. Y'all come together. Y'all find a way to communicate and solve this problem, right? The happiness happens. If you're in a false flame, here are the things that you need to do. Realize it's the false flame. Stop giving to it emotionally, physically, sexually, whatever it is. See the good in it. That you don't have to have this person in your life forever. Okay, it's just just a little character in your story. Okay, a little side character. If you into My Hero Academia and you Bakugo, they were just an extra. Okay, there was. And then we have release the karma, clear yourself of any karma, unlearn any toxic traits that you learned while in that connection, that relationship, that friendship, and be strong and let go and love yourself. Now, my new one, got colors. Twin flame. You mirror each other. Triggers happen for the purpose of deep level healing and evolvement. Your twin flame activates or is the catalyst for your spiritual growth, ignites your spiritual awakening. As you heal within, the connection deepens and grows stronger. Is someone who you share the same soul as you and continues. Hold on. And it's the catalyst, there we go, to your spiritual awakening. And it says someone who shares the same soul as you, breathtaking connection, filled with synchronicities, and everything that you were running from before is now suddenly standing right in front of you. Right? Like I said, in the separation period. I got tired. In the separation period, right? The runner and chaser dynamic.
Here are some things that will happen. There was endless agony and frustration. Um, emotional. You feel like emotionally isolated. There's much longing. You long for the person, want to be around the person. Then we have purging of anger and the ego, regrets, thinking of the twin flame 24/7, and very vivid dreams. Now, see that? Taming of the ego, purging of the anger, right? I do not feel guilty for how I treated you. My ego is too big to care. Yeah. Their ego's too big to care. There's no regret. Not a real twin flame. So it could be a karmic twin flame. Right? Look at the karmics. Right? Loving, all amazing. Right? But it says it's a very intense connection or attraction. There's addiction, a bad girl, bad boy persona. Right? Arguing and harsh words that leads to sex. Breakups. Obsession, stress, restrictions, isolation, jealousy, name calling, lies, purely physical, and cheating. Can I put my hand down so that you'll see it all now so I can read it this way? And there's a pull and push dynamic. It's not an easy relationship, yet it's very hard to let go, brought together to learn a lesson that you failed to master in a previous lifetime. Attraction based on a seared wound or toxic pattern. Once you have healed that pattern or learned the lesson, you will no longer have physical or emotional attraction toward them. The karmic contract is ended, is over, null and void, time is served. And we have enters your life to trigger one specific pattern or dynamic within your life or yourself so that you can heal it. And then we have an ill-fated soul connection that is meant to mirror your darkest energy and redirect your soul towards the highest good, not before destroying a piece of you. And then, right, the similar things between karmics and twin flames is that they trigger you and bring your wound to the surface, right? But unlike a karmic, there are limited potential for continuation, mutual, inner illumination and purging of the karmic cycle and patterns as they surface within you, which is why there are equally limited potential of growth. Well, limitless potential of growth. So where the karmic will trigger one specific thing, you still grow at the end of the day, but like I said, it's going to destroy a part of you. So just like, hey. I don't know why. It's like what popped in my head was like college, where the certain people when they're like, yeah, I have to, it's their finals and then they last year, right? And they just have to write they doctorate or like a book or something like that, and then it's just like a part of them is gone. Okay, sleepless nights and all that just ate them up. Okay, it ate them up, but now they got a degree. It's like that. You don't have to do that. You can like I said, a lifestyle could be a way of living, could be karmic for you. Could not just person. There's a lot of things that could be karmic to you and triggers you. But yeah, my little notes. Because if I tell you to look it up, you might not look it up, so I looked it up for you.
And before I end it off, I'm going to read this one last card that was at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to take it. It says, do I believe that I am worthy? And if you do believe that you're worthy, why are you trying to be somebody's secret? Then we have, are you well, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life that you have dreamt up. Your crown has already been brought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. And that's from Maya Angelou. So today's soul action: for a big goal or dream you have asked yourself, for a big goal or big dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? Today's mantra is, I am worthy of it all. Right, and you deserve much more than to be somebody's booty call, friends with benefits, and or secret. And then they be caught just, and then they be stalking. It's too much. It's a false flame. Just let it go. Just karmic. Just learn the lesson and let it go. Okay. But that's all that I'm saying for you, Pal 3. If you feel like this reading resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.